Welcome in to another video. Z1620 here today. We're continuing our series using all of the MW2 weapons inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies and just seeing how viable these weapons are to use while playing zombies. So today we're going to take a look at the STB 5.56. We're going to go in through all tiers. We're going to take out bounties in tier 1, tier 2. We're going to deal with a mega abomination in tier 3, disciple in tier 3. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video and this one is helpful. Stick around to the end. We do have the weapon build I'm using at the end of the video. Also, don't forget, if you guys are new to the video, new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss any future uploads from me on Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Also, we are live daily on Twitch and Kick, link in the descriptions. Alright, so we're going to spawn in here with our STB 5.56 from MW2, and we're going to equip just my perks and my golden armor plates right now, and then we're going to go off and find our very first bounty in tier 1. Now today, I had a bit of a challenge trying to find bounties on the map, as they were extremely spread out. I guess people were using or farming bounties today. It was definitely a struggle to find one. Anyway, here we go, we found the first one, so let's pick up our first bounty here and see exactly what we get and how an unpack-a-punched, no rarity STB 5.56 handles a mangler bounty from tier 1. So let's get over to our mangler and see how we do. Alright, so the one thing I've noticed while doing this series is when you're doing tier 1 bounties, I don't know if they have been increased in strength or what have you, but if you don't have any rarity and you don't have pack-a-punch on your gun, regardless of the bounty you're getting in tier 1, now you are going to be in for quite a fight. Be prepared. I ended up having to disappear in the middle of this fight and dip out and go grab myself some ammo because I ran out of ammo trying to deal with this mangler, which is just a simple tier 1 bounty. So I guess they've upped the damage or the strength of tier 1 bounties. I didn't know, but here we are. I ran out of ammo, went off and got some more. I was able to come back now with full ammo, and I was able to finish him off, but these are becoming quite a struggle to do the tier 1 bounties with white rarity and no pack-a-punch on your gun. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have noticed a difference in the tier 1 bounties strength, whether they've gotten stronger with a patch that we didn't get told about or something like that. I'd love to hear if anybody else is having the similar experience to me dealing with tier 1 bounties, because it seems to be an increase since Season 1 Reloaded came out. But you can see right here we're able to finish off our mangler in tier 1 with the STB, and then we're going to go and check and see what we get out of the loot. But you can just see the damage is just not substantial at all. It's kind of tickling the mangler a little bit. So there we go. I had to throw a decoy because, again, I ran out of ammo trying to deal with this tier 1 bounty, which was a mangler. So we chucked a decoy there, managed to go check and see what we got inside of the loot, which was the self-revive, which wasn't bad, and I believe a stam-up container, which we stowed. So let's go ahead and grab another loot, or another bounty, and we're going to go ahead and put on our tool, our epic legendary tool, and our napalm burst on the gun now. So let's go and head over to our next bounty here in tier 1. I wanted to do another tier 1 bounty just to show the difference between, you know, white rarity and legendary rarity in tier 1 when you're fighting a bounty, because they seem to, like I said with Season 1 Reloaded, been increased in strength. So here's another one. It is a mangler, so same one in tier 1. The only difference now is my weapon is no longer white, it is legendary, and I have napalm burst on it. So I have not pack-a-punched it, but you can see the damage is dramatically different with legendary inside tier 1 dealing with these bounties. As soon as I climbed up on here and he followed me, he basically got erased. Just quickly like that. Boom, done. So legendary STB in tier 1, you're not going to have an issue with anything. You don't even need to have a pack-a-punch for that. So that's pretty awesome to know. And now we went off and we're going to go pick up our tier 2 bounty and see how we do. Alright, so we're going to pick up our tier 2 bounty, and let's see which one do we have to do with right now. First, we are going to get a mimic. So let's go see how a mimic in tier 2 bounty handles a double pack-a-punched legendary STB with napalm burst on it. This should be pretty quick. I should be able to just destroy this mimic, and as I expected, it's a pretty easy one to deal with. But again, The one thing I've noticed playing with the STB is it is strong. It handles great. The only problem I find is I am constantly reloading with this gun because the biggest magazine you can get for this weapon is a 42 round mag. So when pack-a-punched in Zombies, that means you have 84 rounds before you got to reload. So it can definitely, I mean, it's a strong gun for sure. For me, it's not going to be one I'm going to be using just because of the amount of time I spend having to run away in order to reload. Here's a question for everybody. Do you guys check out other players' vehicle skins on their vehicles in-game? I love to check out what other players are rocking on their vehicles, so I found one here and I checked it out. I thought I'd show you guys that before we went off and found ourselves our Tier 2 Disciple bounty, and this is where I wanted to show you the strength of the STB inside of Tier 2. It is quite strong. We've got a Disciple, which is one of the strongest ones in Tier 2, and I was able to deal with it, not much of a problem, to be honest with you guys. Couple decoys to help control the zombies around, but the Disciple, he is strong, but again, the ammo count is what bugs me the most about this STB. Having 42 rounds unpack-a-punched is definitely not enough, and then 84 when it's pack-a-punched, I found I'm reloading before I was able to get the full crowd control done or completely deal with an elite, where some of the other weapons with a higher magazine count, I can deal with the, say, the Disciple, right, without having to reload. And that's something that I found was a bit of a weak point for the STB for me, was just the magazine size. The damage is great though. I mean, you can see here it's a Tier 2 Disciple, and he's trying to heal off me, and I just said, no bueno, buddy, and killed him and took out his the bounty. So got myself a, what is that, increased health. I think it was a quick revive can I got out of there. So definitely viable in Tier 2 for sure, the STB. Pack-a-punched twice with Napalm Burst. I like Napalm, it's one of my favorite ammo mods. And Legendary will definitely deal with anything coming your way inside of Tier 2 with the STB, for sure. Alright, so now we're going to head off to Tier 3. We're going to get the STB triple pack-a-punched so that it is at its strongest level. We'll have triple pack, we'll have Napalm Burst, and we will be Legendary. So it is going to be the strongest the STB 5.56 can be within this game without doing the PAP 4 glitch or bug or whatever the heck that is. I've seen a couple of videos about that. I've never done it. So this is the strongest to do it with the PAP 3 Legendary Tool and Napalm Burst. We're going to fly in here, visit another friendly player who is sitting there waiting to pack a punch, I'm assuming. I'm not too sure. He was just hanging out. So I stopped in, grabbed my triple pack-a-punch, and away we went to go see how it does against Tier 3. Now in Tier 3, as far as the zombies go, not much of a problem. Ooh, I saw the Mega over there. We'll come back and deal with you later, buddy. But the zombies in Tier 3 with the STB triple pack, not a problem. It just ran right through them. I didn't have much of an issue. I didn't feel stressed. I didn't feel like I was going to have to be moving insanely fast because I wasn't able to deal enough damage with the STB. I felt like I was definitely strong enough to be handling the elites and the zombies that came at me in Tier 3. I mean, there's a Mangler and he just got destroyed by the STB in Tier 3. So that was pretty awesome to see. And then we got a Disciple here in Tier 3. Disciple, which is definitely one of the stronger ones. And I just stood there and dished out the damage to him, and Disciple didn't really have much of a chance inside Tier 3, so definitely something we can do with the elites, and the zombies in Tier 3 is not a problem with the STB. And then, you know, we got to find out how it does against the Mega Abomination. I was feeling really confident with this gun because of the damage it was dealing and how I was able to remove the zombies and the elites, so I decided in this video that we would bring you guys a Mega Abomination fight and see how it does against the Mega Abomination. I did not feel threatened. I did not feel, you know, worried about dealing with the Mega Abomination. As you saw, I had to go get ammo again with this gun. Drives me nuts. But I was definitely able to take out the Mega Abomination. I did a lot of at range with this gun, and it seemed to be working quite well. The STB 5.56 triple packed Legendary with Napalm, as you can see, does a really good job at dealing with dealing damage to the Mega Abomination. As you can see here, I'm definitely able to cause damage from afar. You can also take out the eyes from afar. So it's really, overall, the STB is definitely something that is viable in all three zones, Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, regardless of what you're doing. Of course, Pack Punch to level 3. Legendary is obviously better. Epic would be okay, but Legendary is going to be preferred for the STB just to increase that damage output for you guys. so you don't feel like you have to constantly be on the go inside of tier 3, just constantly moving. With STB, you can kind of camp it out a little bit in some areas and deal with the zombies as they come, because it is such a strong weapon and deals a lot of damage. As you can see right here, I would have been able to take out his eye, but of course I had to reload with this lovely weapon because the ammo count. You can see this is the problem I have with the gun. It's not the damage, it's definitely the amount of bullets that you have pack-a-punched and non-pack-a-punched to deal with zombies, elites, and whatever else you come across. So overall, this gun for me is definitely going to be one that's viable. Not one I'm probably going to be using because I'm just not a big fan of having to reload that often while I'm running away from, you know, mega abominations, elites, and disciples, and all the rest of it. The last thing you kind of want to be doing is constantly be reloading. So that's not for me, but the STB is definitely something that if you're trying to do the bioluminescent camo grind, you're going to have fun with this weapon and not much in the way of a struggle as far as getting the camos done for this one. So now I have another question for everybody. I got here on my way out. I like to show you guys a fully damaged weapon to a tier 2 bounty and a tier 1 bounty. So I picked up my tier 2 bounty and I was running over to show you guys what can happen. And it immediately completed and died. I was like, what is going on? Now I want to know down in the comments, does this happen to you inside of your games? And what do you think the cause could be? Because I have no idea. I was wondering if it's a time limit you've got to go before you activate your bounty, you know, activate the mimic mangler, whatever it is, to start coming at you. And if you don't, then this happens. I'm not sure, but I grabbed another bounty in tier 1 on my way out again to show you guys just how strong the STB is when it's fully pack punched against bounties in tier 3, tier 2, and tier 1. And again, the same thing happened when I ran over to this bounty. As I got close to it, it completed all on its own. And this one here, I didn't want to edit any of the footage for you guys. I wanted to show you the whole run from collecting the bounty over to trying to kill it with the STB, so you can see exactly where it decided to just self-complete itself. Now, I don't know if this is something that's common and is hopefully going to be patched or fixed in Season 2, or if this is something that is part of the game that I'm unaware of, that I've activated somehow. Let me know. I'm 100% sure this is a bug, because as I get close here, there's no players near him. There's nothing that could possibly kill the bounty, and he's eliminated right there. I haven't even got anywhere near it. I mean, it's nice to go and get the bounty and the free loot for sure in the cache, but definitely that's not how it's supposed to operate, I'm pretty sure. So let me know down in the comments below if this has happened to you guys in your games, what you think the causes could be. I'm not too sure. Got some pretty decent loot there. We got the brain rot schematic, which I was able to give to somebody at the expo, and I love to help out when other players are there. He said no, which was funny because it came back and it turns out that was the only one he was missing. So he ended up taking it from me. So that was really awesome. Glad to help out another player. And so with that being said, it's time to wrap up the video. We picked up the dual Kodachis on the way, so I thought I would use those in the Xville helicopter to get ourselves out of here. But thank you everybody for tuning in. I really do appreciate that. Hope you guys are enjoying this series where we're going to be going through every single MW2 weapon inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies and continue to see just how viable these weapons are. Which ones are going to be my favorite? We'll do that at the end of every single class. So when I finished all the assault rifles for MW2, I will give you my top 3 assault rifles for MW2, and then we'll carry on through all the classes that way. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as I said at the end of the video, here is the build for the STB 5.56 I used. Enjoy. See you guys in the next one.